Hello everyone. So as we know, we are moving with the module number 2nd, that is technical writing. In the previous video of module 2, we have covered many topics. That means first we have covered the introduction part. That means if we have to write effective technical writing, we have to take care of the 5C. Then we have covered the report writing, technical proposal and technical description. All this we have covered in the previous video of module 2. Today we are going to start with a new topic, that is business letter. There are various types of letters that we will see after this topic, but the business letter is most important. As you go in the organization, you mostly have to write the business letter. A business letter is written form of correspondence between the organization and its customers or stakeholders or the suppliers and other external or the internal parties. It is also the internal between the internal parties. Business letters are written with the various purposes, which makes the different types of the letters that we will see after this. With the different purposes and the audience, the way of business letter is written. That is, the words and the tone you have to write accordingly, according to your audience, according to your party, other party, either it is internal or external. You have to write the words and the tone accordingly. So let's have the various elements which includes in the business letters. The standard elements of the business letters, first is the letter head or the heading. The address along with other contact details like website address, phone number, fax number of the company, that is known as the letterhead or the heading of the business letter. Usually the organization have their pre-printed letterheads. Here you also see it is the pre-printed letterheads, and most of the organization prefer to write them centrally justified. The letterhead is designed with the logo and the color combination reflecting the brand image of the company. This shows the brand image of the company, the letterhead and the heading. It can also be written justified on the left margin also. That depends on the organization. Second element includes the inside address or the recipient address. The inside address is written leaving one line after the date. After the letterhead there must be a date, and after leaving one line it is the inside address. It is also justified on the left margin. The inside address must be complete so that the letter reaches the recipient easily. It has the name of the persons with appropriate title or the designation or the department, followed by the name of the organization and the full address. So this is the address of the recipient party. Third is the salutations. You have heard the name dear sir, dear madam, respected sir, dear all, respected sir or madam, or dear Mr. this. So this is known as the salutations. The salutation is written leaving one line below the inside address. Usually any of the below can be chosen, as we have discussed. The respected sir, respected madam, dear customers, this you can write in the salutation part. Then comes the main body. This is the main part of the letter and can be divided into small paragraphs. Usually 2 or 3 paragraphs is preferred. Also, if needed, list, bullet, numbering, bold font in between the paragraph can be used to give more clarity to the content. But if the only used in the context is more complicated and needs it. So this is the main part of the business letter, where you have to write your motto, what you have to deliver to the customers. Then comes the complementary clues. The complementary clues is written below the main body above leaving the one blank line. You can write complementary clues like your sincerely, your faithfully, your truly, sincerely, only faithfully. This you can write in the complementary clues. And last element of the business letter is signature block. The complementary clues is followed by the signature block, leaving one blank line. It has the sender's signature, name, designation, the designation of the sender who are sending the business letter, like sincerely. Then comes the signature of the person, then his or her name, then designation part. So this is called the signature block. So these are the major business, or you may say the business letter elements which you have to follow in the format of the business letter. Now, as we have discussed, there are various types of the letters. The first one is the sales letter. We will see one by one in brief. The sales letter is mainly written to improve the sale, increase the profit of the organization. It can be returned to existing customers or the potential customers, to the customers whom you have to grab. Introducing a new product, giving information about the same product, giving information about the existing or the same product, inviting customers to some event where they can buy the product or the services of your organization. For this, all for selling the purposes of your product, you have to write the sales product. The format of all the types is almost same. There are some changes you can see in the various reference boxes. So it is the sales products where you have to buy where you have to sell the product to your customers. You have to write the sales letter. Second is the order letter. The order letter is written from customers to any organization or from one organization to the other. To order products required. This letter is simple in language and acts as the confirmation that you want to buy the product of the other organization. So here the order part is more important. For that you have to write the letter. This letter must be clear and precise, including the detail like specification of the product, quality, quantity, price agreement upon, payment terms, how you have to payment of this, how you have to pay for this order, and conditions, the place of the delivery of the product, mode of the transport, and the date of the delivery. So this is one type of the order letter. Third is the complaint letter. The complaint letter is written to inform about some error and get it corrected. In the professional world, there are many instances where errors may occur which impact the other party adversely. While writing a complaint letter, your frame of mind may that of anger, but you must maintain a calm and the polite tone instead of being an aggressive or the insulting. So in the complaint letter, you don't have to be aggressive, but you have to write with very calm nature. Fourth is the adjustment letter. The reply letter to complaint letter is called the adjustment letter. We have seen the complaint letter, and the reply of that complaint letter is known as the adjustment letter. This letter includes a sincere apology for the error mentioned in the complaint letter, reason of the error, why this happened, action taken as per the complaint letter, action taken ensure no error occurs in the future, and assurance of the error free work from your side of the future. So here you have to reply the letter of the complaint letter, which is known as the adjustment letter. Fifth is the inquiry letter. From the name itself you get the idea, it is for the inquiry. The inquiry letter is written to ensure about any product or the services. For example, you have to inquire about something, that I want this thing, I want this product, and you get the inquiry from the organization. So for that you have to write the inquiry letter. Next is the recommendation letter. The recommendation letter is written to recommend a person for a job, promotion, or admission for the higher studies. So in the organization, if you are saying to your higher authority your friend's detail, that I have this friend and he or she wants the job, so here you recommended your friend to the higher authority. For that you don't have to communicate orally, but you have to write the recommendation letter. Seventh is the appreciation letter. Many times we feel like appreciating some organization or their employee for giving us a very good services. Also, whenever an employee works very hard and contributes toward the progress of the organization, the superior must appreciate his or her, as it motivates the employee, and also it is important to give in return form, as it remains with that person as one of the achievement in their career. So when you have to appreciate the employee of your organization or the other organization, you have to write the appreciation letter. Next is the apology letter. Well, adjustment letter is written to apology for some error and ensuring of action corresponding it. An apology letter is returned for the failure in performing a promised task. So when you have to write something you have to apologize, then you have to write the apology letter. Apology for causing the inconvenience to the other person or organization. Also you have to write reason for not being able to meet the requirement. All this you have to write the apology. Next is the acknowledgement letter. This type of the letter is written to acknowledge someone for his or her help or support whenever you required it. This letter includes thanking a person, but it is different from the appreciation letter as it is only an acknowledgement of anyone's help. So when you have to write this, the acknowledgement of someone works, detail regarding the other persons or the organization helps. For all this you have to write the acknowledgement letter. And the last type of the letter is cover letter. The cover letter accompanies any document which needs to be sent to the person or the organization or with the resume for the job application. What includes in the cover letter? Informing that you are sending the document, listing down the document which have enclosed. So all this you have to write, that is known as the cover letter. So these are almost 10 types of the letters which we will use in the organization after our education. So this is all about the letters, the type of the letter and the business letter. The next topic is the agenda of the meeting and the minutes of the meeting. An agenda, what is that? Agenda means the purpose. Why the meeting is arranged? What is the purpose of the meeting? What topics is included, discussed in the meeting? This is all about the agenda of the meeting. An agenda is an important tool that ensures the success of any meeting in the organization. It is a list of the topic, it is the list of the topic to be discussed along with the time limits and usually sent along the notice of the meeting. That means today there is a meeting between 4 to 6. In this we will discuss this. In the first hour we will discuss this topic. In the second hour there is a discussion part. So all this is informed in the prior to the meeting, and which is known as the agenda of the meeting. There are various advantages. For example, it helps the convener to know what needs to be accomplished out of each topic, what is the purpose. If sent in the advance, the participants are well prepared what is expected from them, which in turn saves the time. It prevents the meeting from going out of the track. If the participant knows that this meeting is for this purpose, they will not go out of the track. It acts as a roadmap for smooth flow of the ideas. If the agenda is floated in advance, the participant can request to add any important topic which is not mentioned but relevant to the purpose. So if the agenda is known by the employee prior to the meeting, they can also suggest some addition point to it. So there are lots of the advantage of the agenda of the meeting. Also, what point you have to follow while writing the agenda of the meeting. If you are writing agenda for your company, you have to follow some points. That means a simple format that consists of the heading and the main body. There must be a simple and a well-defined format of the agenda. The heading consists of the name of the organization, heading, the name of the meeting, date, venue, the starting and the ending time. So this you have to include in the agenda. The main body must have the list of all the topics to be discussed, who are going to take the meeting, that is also mentioned. The action point must be written clearly, whether you want to discuss, develop or take the decisions. Also send the agenda in advance to all who are going to attend the meeting. So this points you have to follow while writing the agenda of the meeting. The last topic of the module number 2, that is the resume writing. This is most important as today's generation are well aware of this, as it is the part of your interview. First part of the interview, you have to send the resume writing. While applying for the job, you can use different ways of writing a resume. You may see every candidate have different format of the resume writing according to his or her profile. But the most common and the latest way of writing a resume is by organizing your information in the chronological order. Chronological order we have discussed before. That means chronology means divide your content according to the time. That means either you will write your content in the increasing form. That means I have studied this in 2007, then I have studied this in 2005, then 4. So in decreasing chronological order, or you may write in the increasing chronological order. Now the resume are of generally of two types. A resume with no work experience, and second the resume with work experience. Many after education, the first job, the resume of that candidate has no work experience, but many resumes have the work experience. So resume with the no work experience, what you have to include in there? As you don't have the work experience, then what you have to focus on? The key point when you don't have experience is your education. Highlight your skills, highlight your hobbies and interest, and mention all the extracurricular activities and the achievements. So if you don't have the experience, you have to highlight this much. First thing you have to take care is the format. Format means the format of all the resume. Add heading statement, use the reverse chronological method, highlight your achievements and accomplishment, underline your education, include internships, extracurricular activities, volunteer work, etc. Also, when you are sending the resume, add the cover letter. So first of all, you have to take care of the format, because as you don't have experience, what organization we will see? The format and your extracurricular activity. Second thing you have to take care is the objective statement or the summary of the resume. As you don't have any experience, this part of the resume becomes very important. Here you need to write your clear objective in only one sentences, and write about yourself and your particular skill out which you have learned during your life and which is relevant to the job applied for. So why you keen to get that job, that you have to write in the objective statement. Fourth is make your skill section very attractive. Communication skill, people skill, problem solving ability, the main part in today's world. Organization, fast calculation, informing, gathering, skills with using internet, knowing an extra software, etc. can be included in this section. So various skills as you have, you can include in this part. The fifth is the certificates and the awards. Mention all the certificates, courses that you have done to learn the different skills. While you are a student, it is important to learn more through the short certificate courses. So you have to add all the certificate and awards in this part. And sixth is the volunteer work. Employee appreciate candidates who have done something for the community. It shows that you have an attitude of contributing and you take initiative to bring about a change. Also, it highlights some of your ability and skills which you need to be certain. Volunteer work like interpersonal skills. Many volunteer work you have done, you have to write in this part. Also, you can write hobbies, interest, language known. If you have known of the various languages, you can write here, which shows the impact of your communication skill. And last, add a cover letter. A great cover letter that matches your resume helps a lot in winning an interview's mind. Mention something about the companies in the cover letter which relates to you, so that he can get the interest in your resume. Also mention how keen you are to work with them. So these are around 8 topics that you include if your resume don't contain any experience. And now the last topic, that means there are various types of the resume according to its format. Both two simple types according to the format. First is the functional resume. This is the simple resume which lists down the educational qualification and experience without following any chronology. There is no chronology followed in the functional resume. It mainly causes on what rather than when. That means when you have done this it is not important, but what you have done, what you have done for yourself, what will you do for the organization, it is more important. People with the career gap may use this type of the resume, because there is no need when you have career gap. Why you have career gap, that is not matter in the first type, that is functional resume. Second is chronological resume. This is written in reverse chronological sequence. Reverse chronological sequence means if you are writing your job profile, the latest job, the last job you have covered, you have to write first, then you have to write the last second job, then last third job. So in the decreasing chronological order you have to write this. Also when you are writing the educational part, that means in the year 2011, suppose you have completed your postgraduate, then in 2009 you have completed your UG, then 2010 you have completed this. So this is the reverse chronological order. Third type is the scanner resume. Nowadays it is very important to prepare and upload your resume online. This helps companies search for the relevant resume and call for the interview. This method of recruiting is faster and money saving. You have to send the resume and the company will scan it and call it if they are interested in your resume. And the last is the visual resume. Visual resume is the latest trend which breaks down the monotony of the black and white resume. Till today we are seeing that the resume we will print it out is black and white, but nowadays there is a different trend of the visual resume. The visual resume has color coding and the simple design which makes the resume attractive. While making a visual resume, care must be taken to avoid using the many different colors, and the designs must be according to your profile and the personality. So these are simple types of the resume which is divided according to the format. This is all about the module number 2, that is technical writing, which is very much important. This is the ocean. The more you surf, the more you will get about it. Thank you.